Hi you guys, it's me again. I decided to do a really quick video, or I'm trying to make it quick as I possibly can because I don't want to ramble on, about the products that I use for my brow routine every day. This video is not going to be me showing you how I do my brows. It's just going to be strictly the products that I use, and then I'm going to do a whole nother video showing you how I do my brows with these products. First I want to express my big rule about filling in brows, the big no-no. Please do not use black to fill in your brows. I don't care if it's a black brow pencil. I don't care if it's a black powder. Black is entirely too harsh. Even if your hair color is dark black, still don't use black. Just use like a dark brown or something like that, or a deep brown. Just don't use black. It looks unrealistic. It looks cartoonish. And your motive behind filling in your brows is not so that they look like you filled them in or that they look unrealistic. You want them to look like they're natural. You want your brows to look as natural as possible. But if that's the look you're going for, then go ahead and use that black pencil or that black powder. But please stay away from black. Your brows should be a couple of shades, or at least 1 or 2 shades lighter than what your actual hair color is, because your brows aren't as dark as your hair, believe it or not. But anyway, I'm going to start off with the brow pencil, the brow pencil dupe. The first thing that you want to find out is if you're comfortable with using a pencil or if you're comfortable with using powder. I personally use pencils. Some people don't like them. They say that it looks drawn in when you use a pencil, but it's all about the technique, and I will show you how I do it. But I use pencils on myself, and I use brow pencils on my clients. And this was a pencil that I used for a long time, and it was the MAC brow pencil. They come in all different colors, spiked, stud, all different little special names and colors for it. But then I got really tired of paying the crazy price for a brow pencil, and sometimes I didn't need to go into MAC and purchase everything in the store. I would just need my brow pencil. So I looked in Walmart and Walgreens to see if I can just pick something up really quick. And a good brow pencil, a good brow pencil is really hard to find because you want to make sure that it's not too chalky and that it's not too creamy. You want to make sure it glides on well, but you want to make sure it's not too thick because that makes it look unrealistic. So anyway, a good pencil that I found and I used for a very long time, and I'm still using it. I have not used my MAC pencil in a long time, and that would be the Maybelline New York Define a Brow Pencil. You can find them in Walgreens, you can find them in Walmart, you can find them in any grocery store, or anything like that. They come in all these different colors. I like these better than the MAC pencils, actually, because the color variety is a lot larger than the MAC ones. And I noticed that, and they're easier to match with people. I love using them on clients because I pretty much almost know that I'm going to have the right color and that it's going to look good and natural. But the color range for the MAC brow pencils to me just isn't that big, and they're really expensive in my opinion. So I just get these, and I like the quality. I actually like the quality better. If I like the quality better on the MAC pencil, I would say so, trust me, but I really like the quality on these better. I use these every time I fill in my brows, every single time. Another thing would be a good brow powder. That really isn't a hard thing to find, because as long as it's good and it's smooth and it's not extremely powdery or that it doesn't wipe off really quick, you're good to go. As long as it's not too dark, you're good to go. You can use something that you use on your actual eyes. Like you can use eyeshadow on your brows. It doesn't have to be a brow powder. You can use a good eyeshadow that's a nice color brown or that's close to your hair color. Just anything that's good. But I would suggest the Ardell brow powders. They're good. They come in a whole lot of different colors. You can get them from Sally's or from Walmart. And it comes with a little highlight at the top. It's kind of stupid. I don't like it. Some people do. I'd rather use concealer. But these are just 2 of the colors that I saw. But they have a bunch. So I would suggest the Ardell brow powders. They're pretty good. But if you don't like those, just any powder that you feel like goes on smooth and looks realistic will be fine. Powders aren't hard to find for your brows. You don't have to run to a cosmetic counter. Oh my God, I cannot talk for the past couple days. I don't know, y'all. something's wrong. But anyway, you don't have to run to a cosmetic counter just to get a brow pencil or a brow powder. Save yourself money, gas, and a trip. Another good thing for those with really thick, unruly brows and you just want those bad boys to calm down and you need to lay them down and help them to set in, use a good sculpting brow gel. Once again, I have one from MAC, but then I saw one from Ardell, the same product line that I told you about before. Exact same thing. No different. Exact same thing. They do the same thing. All they do is they set your brows in and they keep them in place if they're going in all different type of directions. But good sculpting gel is pretty good. You can go get that from anywhere too, so you don't have to spend a lot of money on getting that from a cosmetic counter either. Another good tip that I have for you guys, concealer. That's the best tip that I've ever learned with doing brows. And that's because when you're ready for a pluck or you're ready for a wax and you have kind of those stray hairs right under the brow or right over the brow that don't really look too good, and you try to cover it up with powder or a pencil and you find yourself drawing your brows in too thick and it's not looking like how they usually look, you just use a concealer instead to shape the brows. You just put it under and over the brow and it makes you look like you just got your brows waxed. It kind of conceals those little hairs under the brow that are really noticeable. It makes them less noticeable. That is the best thing that I've learned about doing brows, is to please use the concealer. And it also gives that pretty little, highlight, that same kind of highlight I guess you get when you really get your brows waxed, that sharp look. It helps to shape the brows, keep them in place, and makes it look like you just got your brows waxed. So definitely do that. And I use this flat little brush to apply the concealer under and over my brows because it's really sharp and I can make a nice sharp line over and under, and I just blend the concealer out around the brows. This one is from MAC, but they sell these little brushes. I don't know if you can see it. They sell this brush everywhere. You can use a nice firm angle brush too to do that. So a good brush. And also another good tip for those of you who are really oily and sweat a lot, the worst thing you can do, talk to somebody and wipe your face and you wipe your eyebrow off. I've done it before and it's embarrassing. Always set the brow with a good powder. I don't care if it's a powder from the dollar store, wherever. I use a translucent powder, not because you have to. I just happen to have one, and that's this. I just so happen to have it. You can use any powder. I don't care what kind of powder it is. Any powder will work. So just take the powder and just kind of swipe it across your brows after you're done and walk out of the door and you're good to go. And I want to make it clear that I don't use all these things on myself every day. I was just making sure that I covered everybody's needs. Those of you with thick, unruly brows or thin, scarce brows like me, I just want to help everybody out and make sure I caught everybody's needs. But all I use is a brow pencil, my concealer, and my brush, and I'm good to go. And the last thing, guys, when you draw the brows in, make sure you use a dry mascara wand just to brush them all in the same direction. Don't wake up in the morning and just color your brows in and they all all over the place inside of the color that you just put on top of them. Make sure they're going in the same direction. So those are my tips as far as products that I use to do my brows. I hope this helped you guys a lot. If you have any questions, please comment, send me something in my inbox. If I missed out on anything, let me know and I can help you out. But please be looking forward to the video that I'm going to be doing really soon about how I actually do the brows. I'll be showing you how I do my brows.